Human slop. Human slop. Gang, I discovered this absolute gem called The Wrong Boy Next Door. And if you've been watching my channel for a little bit now, you know that I've covered a very similar movie called The Wrong Daughter or Psycho Daughter, whatever. If you haven't seen that video and you like this one, that's a perfect one to watch next. Amazon has recommended 2 Lifetime movies titled The Wrong Something Something. But this time, it's a male, sort of from the male perspective. The male is the psycho. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. What else is there to say? This movie's crazy. Not every intro needs to be like 30 minutes long. Grab your popcorn. Let's get into it. So we open up on a house. We get a random guy that we don't know yet waltzing into the house. Looks like he's looking for something.
Jeez. God, Franklin, you scared me.
I hate this trope so much. The whole like, oh my God, you startled me. It is so overplayed, and we just know that bro is not startled. All right, so we get these 2 guys. It seems like one has like a power dynamic over the other, but we're not exactly sure how yet. We eventually find out that the dude with the beard is in charge of like a fix and flip housing business. He's tasked this younger guy with helping him fix up the house in order to then resell it. RIP the housing market, am I right?
We can advertise as a charming garden at 10 G's the asking price.
The pacing is quite slow and ominous, and the music is supporting this, but all they're really talking about is the morality of their business. I don't understand how that warrants the creepiest music ever.
I'm done.
Holy shit, dude. And the Inception foghorn noise. What an opener. Huh?
As part of the initiation for our fraternity, you have to get absolutely hammered your first night, bruh. Oh, bro, say less. Wait, what do you do? Congrats, brother. Welcome to Aurora Kappa Delta. Bruh? He just needs to sleep it off.
Also, inevitable filmmaker Max chiming in. I love how the blacks and the whites are both dipped past the point of no return here. So whoever graded this, whatever the reverse of applauding is, I'm doing that. Applauding in reverse. Those are reverse clap noises. Yummy. I love me some opening credits of people I don't recognize. So we're introduced to somebody new. I think. The first time I watched this, I genuinely thought that the kid that got hammered by bearded guy was the same dude that this is, but I think actually they're different people. So bro's walking around this area, I guess like scouting it out, and he sees the pretty girl from across the street. And my first thought was, this is like a Disney Channel version of Joe Goldberg from You. I swear to God, you'll see this throughout the movie, but bro has a tighter relationship with this fence than he does with this girl that he's interested in. Why is he standing like that? Nobody does that. Nobody's like, oh, the spy, I only have a piece of my face visible so you can't see me. See, he's spying on her. We get his deal. Let's see what her deal is.
It's way too nice day to be cooped up inside.
Come on, we're gonna be late.
So what? What are they actually gonna do to us?
Miss Foreman, vaping on school grounds is against the rules.
I do not condone smoking or vaping of any kind, but let's be so for real for a second. This does not look cool. At least the kids that smoked on school grounds from the 80s had like a semblance of being cool. Like, is it just me, or like, does vaping only have like the tiniest fraction of the coolness that smoking had back in the day?
You know full well smoking is not allowed on school grounds.
I wasn't smoking. I was vaping.
Damn, that defense is cast iron. We got a future lawyer on our hands.
And necessitates a mandatory 1-day suspension.
Principal Perkins? Oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I didn't know you were busy.
No, it's fine.
So when I watched this the first time, I looked down at my phone for 1 second to take notes on that lawyer bit I just did. And I look back up, and the woman to the left of the principal metamorphed into a completely different person. Obviously, I had to go back and rewind it to see what the f happened. So The woman that caught Katie vaping, walks away halfway through the conversation that she started so that this new person can come in and be like, oh, Principal so-and-so, fancy seeing you here at the school you work at. I love how the ensemble can't ever be too big. We can't have more than 4 people on screen at a time. So we have to make one of them inorganically leave so that we can have another character come in and introduce themselves. So we're introduced to this detective character who turns out knows the principal and knows the mother.
Lori? Hi, Debbie.
But that doesn't come into play at all. Like, she's important to the plot, don't get me wrong, but the fact that she knows the principal and Katie's mother just does not come into effect at all.
Do you have any idea how inconvenient it is for me to have to leave work and then to actually run into someone that I work with? How humiliating.
I hate to side with the bratty teenager, but the mom just scolded her about how her behavior makes her image look bad. And then after grounding her daughter, she leaves the house and expects her to act on her best behavior. Like, that's not a good parent, right?
It's the weekend. We deserve to have a little fun.
It's been established at this point that this is Katie's best friend. So she talks to her about like, oh yeah, my mom's stupid and we're gonna raid her liquor cabinet and drink spitefully and all of that. Also, I love filmmaking her so very much. She closes this glass door and we can clearly see the artificial lighting that's illuminating the room. There's a subplot about the best friend's boyfriend coming over. Bro, nah. Nobody listens to music like that. So the boyfriend goes and picks Samantha up and they leave. And then some crazy shit happens. I don't remember. Goodness gracious, this is so fucking forced. Here's the thing. I'm not complaining about the view.
I like the view.
You're my best view.
But does anyone actually work out in their bare ass underwear with the window wide the f open so that anyone can see? Isn't this giving like you vibes? Oh, you leave the blinds wide open. You want me to spy on you. It's like, it just...
Oh my God.
I hate that they're like recycling his grunt noises because I swear he makes the grunt noise like 5 times. So there's that. Okay, they're both spying on each other. Like normally in this kind of trope, it's only one person spying on the other. Like if you're both into each other, you know, you could just talk like normal people, right? And don't try to give me the, oh, they're just shy excuse, because I'm willing to bet that you did not go up to your high school crush's window like, did they see me? So it's the next day. She goes into the kitchen and starts having a conversation with her mom. And from this conversation, we learn that she wasn't always this ill-behaved. One day, her grades and her behavior just plummeted off a cliff. And then they drop a very cliche bomb on us.
What do you think your father would think if he saw this right now, huh? I gotta go. I'll see you later.
Actual moment to connect with your daughter about the clearly dead father figure in her life.
I gotta go. See you later. Have fun with that trauma.
So I'm starting to get an idea of what the target demographic of this movie is. It's clearly film buffs like me. Did bro just jump scare her with the mewing face? I don't know. Am I doing it right? I don't fucking know how to mew. Kids are stupid. So she opens the door for Mans and they finally have their meet cute. And this is where the dialogue takes a bigger plummet than her grades.
How about you show me inside and show me some of that small town hospitality?
I'll get you something to cool you off.
What if I prefer something warmer?
You don't miss a beat, do you?
What the f am I hearing? Like, okay, yeah, this is cringe, but then they say this?
I haven't decided on college yet.
18 then.
Does it matter?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah! Yeah, it does!
How long are you gonna be over there?
Until I'm finished.
Oh my God. Important part of the plot after this first meeting is he steals her keys. So he's working on some of the curb appeal of the house, I guess, at this point, and a neighbor comes by jogging, and he basically expresses his displeasure with him leaving garbage out by the curb a few days before it would be picked up.
Trash doesn't come until Thursday. You can't leave this stuff here until then.
And what business is it of yours?
I don't feel like looking at your crap laying around.
Well, I suggest you be on your way. Because when I smash your face onto the curb, it's definitely gonna leave a stain.
There's only so many ways that I can contort my face to just show the emotion that this movie makes me feel. This kid is extremely deranged and will obviously wind up murdering somebody by the end of this movie. But even the jogger, I feel like his dialogue is very, let's throw hands.
I don't feel like looking at your crap laying around.
You know, like he doesn't immediately start like that, but then it's just kind of like, I don't want to see your crap sprawled across my neighborhood. I don't know, it's just so accusatory. Why is everybody just so eager to fight?
First time.
So we have another time jump. It is now night. We get to see his Joe Goldberg level disguise here. He goes over to her house and sneaks in with the keys that he stole. Typical boyfriend behavior, am I right? I guess you're gonna miss the pantry raid. We all have our midnight cravings. Me personally, love me a good quarter glass of OJ, downing it like liquor and then wasting most of it in the sink. Helps me fall right back asleep. What the f was the point of that? I guess brother just snuck in, hid by the pantry, and then left. He spies on her as she goes into school. He goes back to their neighborhood and I assume is now doing the thing that he tried to do in the first scene, which is he sneaks into the house and sets up cameras so that he can properly spy on her. Meanwhile, Katie is having a perfectly normal day at school.
Miss Foreman,
What?
the phone.
Are you serious? I put it away.
You'll get it back at the end of the day. Let me have it.
Don't throw it.
Yeah, you want my phone?
Don't throw it.
Give me your phone.
Take it.
I'm glad she didn't throw it.
This is strike 3.
We feel 1 month of residential incarceration is more than fair enough.
Residential incarceration.
It's just a nicer way of saying house arrest.
In the entirety of the time that I was in school, I was never suspended or been put on a list for bad behavior or something like that. So I genuinely don't know. Is it normal for the principal of your school and the local detective to collaborate on a way to discipline you? And can they legally place you on house arrest? The fact that they have to do this whole thing, like you'll see, they put a f***ing ankle bracelet on her leg.
You know, Katie, you're not going to be so lucky if this happens again.
Why not just have the f***ing mother discipline her child? Just look after her, bro.
How does a mother allow her daughter to become a criminal?
Why is she wearing her gun holster like that? If the trigger gets pulled, there goes your crotch.
Katie's a good girl. She just made a stupid mistake.
They keep telling us that deep down, Katie is a good girl that used to get straight A's probably and, you know, just never cause trouble. But people don't just flip on a dime like that. You can't just be like, Katie is a good soul. It's only on the surface level that she's vaping on school grounds and throwing her phone at teachers. We have not seen any redeeming traits from her at all. I'm not rooting for this girl in the slightest.
It's not easy for me to watch my little girl throw away everything she's worked so hard for.
Oh, you know what? This is BS.
So she can't say bullshit, but she can chuck her phone full force at a teacher. Where are her moral standards, bro? Here we go again with the f***ing shirtless bro. You are not Taylor Lautner. Hold on. So I just tallied it up. He is in a total of 28 scenes. He is shirtless for 9 of them. That means he is a little over 32% shirtless for this entire movie. Like, bro, chill. And we get to see that his cameras are indeed working. So now he's able to spy on her and her mother and anyone else that comes over at any time.
I have to stay in this damn house one more day. I'm gonna go crazy.
Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me just check something really quick. Yep, that checks out. It's quite different now, doesn't it?
So let's have a look.
last week's lesson.
They say you can tell a lot about a person by the stickers they choose to put on their laptop cover. For her, I would argue that this sticker says,
I live in California.
So luckily, she's not exactly on her own when it comes to having to keep up with her studies, even though she's placed on house arrest. The school hires a tutor to come to her house and aid in the things that she's studying. I will say, though, this tutor does have a bit of an attitude.
I don't understand how you don't understand these proofs.
Math isn't my strongest subject.
Clearly.
Rude. Like I said before, a lot of people come into new scenes ready to square up for whatever reason.
Finish the chapter on quadratic equations. Make sure to do the worksheets in order because the lessons build upon themselves. For biology.
All right, I'll give them this. I feel like this is fairly accurate to a lot of people's high school experiences, like trying to concentrate on studying, but all you can think about is your crush. But I feel like the only thing that is motivating this girl throughout the entire plot is how hot this guy next door is. Like, at least for me, I was sprinkling thoughts of like Pokemon and Minecraft in there. So it's a new scene. Samantha comes back over. Katie also spills the beans about Mans coming over multiple times, and her friend gives her some very good advice.
Be careful though.
And they're shooting the shit about how her boyfriend is being a jerk to her. And I guess he's going to come over relatively soon so that they can squash the beef that they're having. But fake Taylor Lautner is listening in on their conversation, so he knows exactly what's coming as well.
Damn it, my car, he knows I'm here. Ignore him, he'll be gone soon enough.
And this is a wonderful example of a scene going from 0 to 100 in an instant, but I don't think I've ever seen it this fast and aggressively before. I'm just going to let you watch and judge for yourself.
Hey, what's the problem?
None of your business. Why don't you go back to wherever you came from?
What if I want to make it my business?
Look, dude, I don't know who you are, but...
Go ahead. Make a move. I'll slice that pretty boy face of yours to ribbons.
I am suspending my disbelief as much as I can, but I have to ask, has anyone ever actually successfully threatened somebody with a f***ing box cutter? They couldn't get an actual prop knife for this movie?
Go ahead, pretty boy. Make a move. I'll cut you just like I cut all my boxes when I get them from Amazon.
It is now nighttime again, and Katie overhears some commotion going on from the house next door. And lo and behold, it's Hammer Bro.
You're not hanging around. You're fixing up the house, and we're flipping it. I really hope I don't need to start looking for a new partner.
Then we get to the next day. Samantha calls and asks to come over. She comes over after talking with her boyfriend that she's on the rocks with. She mentions that Bro threatened him.
He said John threatened him with a knife.
It was a box cutter, hun. Once again, urging her best friend to stay away from this weirdo that she barely knows, and her herself is getting bad vibes from him. Chill out, brother. Chill out. I see you overexposing my stuff. I don't have any blinds for these windows here. So the next day at the school, Samantha is requesting documents and the receptionist is refusing to give it to her. And all this is trying to get more information about John. John is the crazy shirtless kid from next door.
This is very serious. I'm just asking if he went here.
I'm sorry.
He went here.
Chloe, don't.
I'm sorry?
And then we get these two complete randos that get shoehorned into the plot. I guess they overheard Samantha talking to the receptionist, and so then they're like, oh yeah, we know exactly who you're talking about. He has a reputation, don't you know?
You know him? Here, wait.
She just knows the cabinet to open to retrieve Man's file, and it just so happens to conveniently be sitting on the same shelf that she immediately reaches for. Like, okay, I understand why this is important to the plot, but it just feels like she was waiting for this exact moment, and only this moment, to be like, this is my time to shine. Somebody finally asked about John Link. Are you aware of this yearbook photo?
If I were you, I would tell her to be very careful.
I also just realized something. We are like 2/3 into this movie now, and there is so much buildup. The entirety of the second act has just been everybody and their mothers talking about how she should avoid this guy.
I like to give my students the benefit of the doubt, but the one thing I expect in return is some effort.
And here we go, some dramatic irony. It turns out that John is listening in. Are you kidding me? This is Neil Breen levels of murder. So I guess slowly but surely she is starting to get more and more suspicious of John. He comes back over the house. They have this exchange and it's very clear that she's no longer interested. And he's like, what are you talking about? Didn't we have a thing? Don't you like me? Should I take my shirt off again? I can always do that.
Don't ever touch me again or talk to me.
Oh. That settles that, right? Now they both mind their own business and never see each other again, right? Let's take a step back from this for a second. Man's supposed to be fixing up this house. The only thing we've ever seen this man do inside of the house is lift weights and stare at the main girl. That's all he ever does. Speaking of the house stuff, Mr. Hammer Bro fix and flip business guy comes over and discovers that it's not done, and so then scolds John for not doing anything.
You listen to me. We have got a good thing going here. We're making a nice little profit flipping these houses. Don't you dare screw that up.
And lo and behold, he gets a taste of his own medicine.
Congrats, brother. Welcome to Aurora Kappa Delta.
Right, so here's where things actually start to get interesting, in my opinion. So the girls are over at Katie's house, and because Katie can't investigate the house herself, she decides to send Samantha over to do it for her. She goes in looking for anything she can find that's sus, and of course, like any scene that plays out like this, we need to have some dramatic irony where she's in the house, but the owner of the house has no idea that she's in the house, and he's slowly approaching and about to catch her, and so she needs to get out of there as fast as she can.
Sam, you need to get out of there now. John's home. I repeat, John is home. Sam?
Oh my god.
She discovers Hammer Bro's body, I guess. He could very well be alive. I genuinely don't know. You can see him breathing right there. Let's just say Bro's sleeping it off. And she's just like gawking at the body like,
oh my god.
Oh my god. Somebody, oh my god, that's crazy.
Get out of there. What do you think? What are you doing? So she doesn't get caught. Because she saw Bro taking a nap in the other room, they feel like they have enough evidence to send the detective over and try to get answers. He tries to deny her entrance, saying that she needs a warrant, but she's like, she kind of like weasels her way in. She goes into the bedroom, and we expect that we would find Mans there, but John has removed him in the time that it took the detective to reach his house. So she finds nothing.
I did look around, and I found nothing.
This is also probably the stupidest detective character I have ever witnessed in any film ever.
I'll admit he did seem a little squirrely, but a body? Come on, Katie.
Come on, Katie. Bodies don't exist. Thanks for nothing. So we get another scene of awful mother being awful.
I don't know what else to do, Katie. Prison is the next step.
Prison is the next step. Who is the real psychopath of this movie? For real.
What do you want me to do? Because I am at my wit's end here.
You can try believing me. Dad would have.
Yeah, well, Dad isn't here anymore.
They don't say!
Oh, honey, no, I'm sorry.
Wow, we finally get an ounce of humanity from both of them, and it's right after her mother threatened her with prison. Nice. So I guess this is meant to mimic a breakthrough. We're starting to get some semblance of resolution, and Katie gets a mysterious call in the middle of the night from her mother's phone.
Mom?
Hello, Katie.
Katie, call the police.
What do you want? I'll do anything.
Memorial High School. 10 minutes.
He basically says that he has her mom. Katie has to go save her, I guess, or some shit. Okay, great Dutch angle.
John.
Ask your daughter how serious I am.
Not the box cutter again, bro. Get a knife.
You're a criminal, John.
A criminal. And you're so innocent. You got caught vaping. You threw your own phone at the teacher.
What? You see what I'm doing? Bro is reaching. Yeah, Katie, let's not forget that one time that you were caught vaping on school grounds. I murdered your tutor. Don't you see? We're both criminals. Due to really bad writing, Katie is clever enough to lead John away from her mother and outside to where they first met.
Can't you see we're meant to be together? I love you, Katie Foreman. You called the cops?
Didn't have to.
How the fuck Did he not plan for that? I just realized how stupid everyone in this movie is. That was her entire plot line. No pun intended. It was hammered in so many times. Why not just hold the mom hostage at the house? It honestly would have been easier, and then you would have avoided this entire thing. So she gets one last strike in before he is forced to leave the scene before getting arrested.
It's okay, honey. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Love me some obvious stock footage.
I was a monster.
He was terrible.
He was a sick, twisted human being.
They're talking about the writer.
Katie, he was the wrong boy next door.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. They did not just pull the fan force stick
He was the wrong boy next door.
Say that again?
Get this off my screen now. All right, gang, that's all I got for you. Leave a comment, let me know what movie I should review next, and subscribe to join the Film Gang. If you don't, your neighbor next door will threaten you with a box cutter and force you to subscribe, so. Also, I have other movie reviews like this, and you might like them.